Okay, I'm going to try to help out here with the line editor. Most students had some trouble with it, and I think it's probably a little too early to be asked to do this with methods. You probably haven't gotten enough practice with it, and that's something that I'll mention to my supervisors who supply the curriculum. But the main thing we're having trouble with is understanding what a class is and what a method is. So I have an example of a class. This is the person class, and it defines what a person is. So in other words, we have two fields, name and age, and we have a constructor right here where it says public person. You'll see this, so I don't need to go into crazy detail, but in a tester class, you can create a person. So, a class is going to be where we generally define what it means to be a person. That's the class. When we actually go and create a person object by giving them a name and giving it an age, that is an object. Okay, so that would be like in a tester class, and I'll show that in a second. So in this class, this constructor, we have string name, int age. We have two methods. So the first method will be get initials. So get the initials, and it says the name will be in the form first, last, just like Craig Sapp. But you're not coding for a single example, you're coding for the general case. So let's take a look at how we do this. So first I would find the space in the name. So that would be int space equals name.index of space. Okay, so we're using string methods on name. Name is a string to find the space. Then I could do string first is name.substring 0 to 1. That would be whatever the name is, that is the 0th character or the first character at index 0. And then I could do string last equals name.substring, that would be space plus 1, space plus 2. So the space is the index of the space. It's an integer, and it's the index of the space. Space plus 1 would be the next character, like in this case would be the S. And remember, the upper bound and substring is not included. So at that point, I could just return first plus last. Okay, and that would be the initials in this example, the one I have up board at BCS. Okay. I also have another method called public boolean older than limit. This is one that actually passes a parameter. So get initials. As long as I have the name, I don't need any additional information. I can get the initials. In this example, this is another method. It's boolean, which will return either true or false. I'm trying to see if the person is older than some limit. Well, I'd have to know what the limit is. So I'd have to pass that as a parameter. Just like in the insert method and the delete method, you have to get additional information, like what am I wanting to insert and at what index. Those were both passed as parameters, but they would be changing your field in that line editor class called myLine. Okay. So in this example, if age is greater than limit, return true, else return false, and that would create a method that would the way we want it to be. So if our age, the person's age is greater than the limit, it would return true, otherwise return false. So that's a class. That defines it. Obviously, this is a very basic class, but that defines a person. A person has a name and an age, and these are methods that deal with a single person. Okay. I will also show, notice there was no public static void main string args. That defined that's a class definition. There's kind of right now, you can think of there's two different reasons we'll create a class. Number one, to create a class of objects, like a person. And number two, right now, just test it, which is what this one is, public class tester. I do have a public static void main. Okay, and let's create a person. There's only one way to create a person. That's with passing it a string. We're using that one constructor. that we created that takes in a string and an int. And then I could do something like system.out.print p dot get initials, which should be AR. Okay. So this is an object. We created a class that would define how person objects are. Okay, what their characteristics are, which are your fields, what they can do, or what you can do to them, which is what the methods are. Okay, so I have a object, Aaron Rodgers, age 32. I'm get the initials, so it should be AR. And there we go. Okay, so hopefully that'll help with the line editor. The main issue we were having was just understanding what a class was, which is an object-oriented concept. Will be coming up soon, but you'll be seeing methods and classes from now on. So just need to understand the difference and how methods code for the general case. Okay. If you still need some help, I'll see you at the online meeting tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 7:30.